throughout the race. Here come the lights then. It's Sonic on pole position, Bullock Bassi alongside him. All 5 lights are on. And the third heat is go after a long hold, a lot of wheel spin, but it's a good start from Bullock Bassi. Is he going to get up the inside coming into the first corner? They make contact and they just managed to hold on. Incredibly close. Cedric Tome is in there as well, covering the inside there. As they come now into the hairpin left-hander, Cedric Tome trying to go around the outside at the first corner. There's a spin further back. It's the Force India that is sent spinning around of Pinot Macri, but it's Sonic who holds on to the lead of the race as they come down into the left-hander of Brooklands for the first time. Bullock Bassi tucked right up behind him. Cedric Tome in third in the Ferrari, but whoa, Bullock Bassi so close to taking the lead.
Is immediately putting pressure on Sonic for taking the leadership. He had a great start, but then the contact in the first corner forced him to maintain the second position. But look at him, how close he is to the car in front of him.
Absolutely clear blue sky at Silverstone. That's how you know this is a computer game, as they swing their way through Maggots and Beckett's out onto the Chapel Straight. Hasn't got a great run out there. Sonic, at the moment, without DRS, should be able to hold on to this one. Bullock Bassi in the Mercedes is still right underneath the rear wing. Cedric Tome fairly by himself at the moment in third. Rosario Sinacori in fourth. Daniel Beresnay has made a very good start up into fifth place ahead of Anna Rose, who started in last place. So some good progression being made there. But it is Sonic who is in the lead as it stands. This is the Haas of Daniel Beresnay out to complete lap 1. All very, very close to one another. The top 3 separated by 0.8 of a second at the end of that first lap.
Cedric Tome is there. He had a good start. He maintained the third position and is there, able and waiting for something happens just in front of him. Look at Bullock Bassi, because he's still...
Oh, all sorts of drama there. That is Nicola Anarose, who had just made the move up into 5th position, now shuffled out in the Renault, and the Frenchman is dropping back down the order. The 17-year-old student from near Lyon in France looks to be dropping down the order, and there is Nesta Garcia, another man who ran into trouble. He was out of the race on the first lap in Brazil. Now he is out of the racing as it stands. Lap 2 of 13, Sonic still holding the lead, and the brothers Sonic and Sally Saltunk, Matt, are a force to be reckoned with.
Even though obviously the leader himself got a penalty, unfortunately for him, but Sonic took full advantage of that, won the first race, and is now leading this second race. He doesn't even need to win this race, but he's doing a really, really good job. Bullock Bassi very close behind. Will these guys fight? Well, these guys are about to.
They certainly are, aren't they? Daniel Beresnay is in 6th position in the Haas, and it's almost 3 wide, and there goes Sinacori round the outside at Stowe. That is lovely. Up into 6th spot there for Sinacori, and into the pits I think we've just seen him. We did Beresnay just drive into the pits. Yes, he did. So that's an early pit stop, maybe taking into account, and also Nesta Garcia coming in, although Nesta Garcia may have a bit of damage because he was involved in a little bit of a head-to-head. Here's the race leader though, Sonic, up in front of Bullock Bassi. Both of them a little bit clear of Cedric Tome, but not that clear, with just 0.4 of a second between them. Out onto the Wellington Straight. DRS is active now. We go on board with Bullock Bassi as he starts to close in on Sonic. Not quite close enough.
Now there is the DRS. It's possible for him to use it, and so it's extremely important to stay close to the car in front of him just after this session of fast corner, to use the DRS on the main straight. Seems that he's partial, seems that he's waiting, seems that he's having right sensation in the car. Soon he will have the chance to be leader.
On board with Bullock Bassi, fastest man on the circuit that last time, but it's all about this exit. Oh, a little bit of grass kicked up by Sonic, but Bullock Bassi not quite close enough. Third is Cedric Tome still, the German driver. But Bullock Bassi, who does drive cars in real life, the 19-year-old Turk from Istanbul, has tested a Formula Renault 2-litre car, a F3 car as well, is hoping to do a race series in German Formula 4 in the next couple of years, because he's just moving to Germany to start some studying. So ambitions to be a real-life racer, Bullock Bassi. But first of all, he's got to get to Abu Dhabi in the virtual world. We're on board with the Mercedes driver now. Super late on the brakes, isn't he? Wow.
in that corner is just special. He brakes so late, much more than the car in front of him. And he had also good exit. Maybe he has the chance, because now DRS open. Ah, look, he moved immediately to take away the slipstream. Great idea.
Sonic covering the inside line as soon as he saw that he wasn't quite as neat and tidy coming out of the loop and through Aintree as he wanted to be. Cedric Thome just keeping a watching brief at the moment in 3rd place. Back on board with Bullock Bassi. Lap 4 of 13. Down towards Copse Corner. Little tiny lift, but that's it.
He had to lift a bit because he was in the slipstream, a bit less downforce, and he had to lift a bit for the understeer.
That's a very good point, David. You can see he struggled and had to lift off, whereas I guarantee Sonic will be flat out through Copse Corner, especially in these new 2017 cars. And I'm really interested to see the strategy going forward. Will some of these guys stretch the super softs like we saw in the last heat to lap 9, lap 10? Or will we see the early pit stops where the undercut did work, but towards the end of the race they were slower?
Oh, big lock up on the left front there for Cem Bullock Bassi, but he is so close to the back of that Williams in the lead as they come out now down the start finish straight past the Silverstone wing on their right hand side.
If it can be flat, he can never get
oh, super wide, and I think he's going to be close enough here for a look. Sonic covers the inside line. Now, will Bullock Bassi fancy the inside here? No, he'll take it out nice and wide, get on the power early. This has to be an opportunity now. He'll pop open that little DRS flap down the Wellington straight. Sonic immediately covers the inside line, says if you want to go past, you got to go the long way around, Cem. Cem says, okay, let's see what I've got. Can't do it, not quite yet, but he is just working the driver in front every corner. Sonic's going, oh, cover.
But we need to underline that Sonic is not making any mistake. Yeah. He is under a huge pressure from Cem Bullock Bassi, but he's driving perfectly. So, if a driver does like this, no mistake at all, he's not easy to overtake.
And Cedric's coming as well in the Ferrari. These two battling means it's going to be a 3-way battle for the lead very shortly. But all 3 of these drivers do not need to fight, but that spirit, that competitive fire within them, they want to win this. Just, got an audience watching.
Here we come, down into Stowe. Not quite close enough this time around for Bullock Bassi. Just 0.2 of a second back, and Cedric Thome going a little bit wide by the looks of things. Drops back a car length or 2. The gap closer from Sonic to Bullock Bassi than it is from Bullock Bassi to Thome at the moment. Out through the final corner to start lap 6 of 13. Into the pits has come Fabrizio Donoso in the Toro Rosso. He was running in 4th spot, so he's the first of the runners to come into the pits. It's fairly spread out behind, from Donoso down to Foltran and Anna Rose and Macri, so this really is the main battle on the circuit, and it's for the lead of the race at the moment. Are we going to see a good run out of the final corner there, or out of the loop I should say, for Sonic? He's not going to be under pressure this time around coming into Brooklands. Very calm, assured driving for a 17-year-old.
Yeah, you're right. He's just perfect. The car. Sonic is driving easily on the line. Not maybe the quickest in the track, but he's doing everything perfect, and so it's not easy to overtake. And now it will be important, the strategy, because if you want to cut the strategy, you need to box in the next few laps, or maybe in this lap, just to try to have free air and to be the quickest as you can in the track and trying to take the leadership. Maybe can be the right strategy for Thorne, that he third, he's alone, and he can risk for something different.
The men to keep an eye out for in terms of qualifying for Abu Dhabi are Rosario Sinacori, who's in 6th position. He, as it stands, would be dropping out despite finishing 4th in the opening race, because he's only 6th here. Also Fabrizio Donoso, keep an eye out on him. Into the pits now comes... Oh, very
mistake
close
in the braking zone.
Well, that's very close between Sonic and Cem Bullock Bassi. Now, will they have picked up damage, or will they have already entered the pit lane or not? We'll have to wait and see how long these pit stops are for the pair of them.
He was so focused to follow the car in front of him that he just forget about the braking line.
I've done that before in a road car. Didn't end well. Didn't end well. That was a write-off. Poor little 206. Lap 7 of 13. Into the pits they come. And it is Bullock Bassi who is going to emerge still behind as they come out of the pit lane now. The other fear match is that, did he get stopped in time for the line?
That's a very good point. I was looking at the spectator cam just to make sure, and it looked like he was okay in terms of damage, but slowing down that's going to be the key point, because obviously Sonic would have seen exactly where to brake, and it seemed like the Mercedes was so much later on the brakes. So we'll have to wait and see in the adjudication room.
I could not understand also why he stopped just behind the other car. I mean, he was second, he was quicker. Stay out and try to be the quickest. He just followed the car into the pit lane. He's also risky, and he had a mistake.
And Heat 2 showed that. You can do different strategies here. You didn't need to pit on that lap, so that's very interesting, yeah.
So let's see when this Ferrari driver comes into the pits. It's Cedric Thome who is in the lead. He was running in third place. Now everyone else is pitted. He's in first. And there is Chen Bullock-Bassi down in fourth spot, right behind, well, not that far behind Sonic at the moment. He's dropped back a little bit, and if anything's coming under pressure from Fabrizio Donoso in the Toro Rosso.
It can mean the podium position for him, for Donoso. It's for this reason that he's so aggressive. It can mean podium position for him.
And he was sixth in the first race, so if he then got a third in the second race, he would be in with a shot of getting to Abu Dhabi, and that's why he's dancing around in the mirrors of that Mercedes. And all of a sudden, Chen Bullock-Bassi, having spent the first half of the race attacking in front, he's just got to keep one eye on his mirrors now. Cedric Thome is in the pits. Where is the Ferrari driver going to emerge? He's stayed out one lap longer than the rest of the front runners. Nicola Anarosa's stayed out there as well. But where is the Ferrari? Here it emerges. It's going to be tight here. And he's behind Bullock-Bassi, so he remains in the same position. There comes the Toro Rosso late in the day, trying to get through. Can't quite do it. So Donoso trying to get the Ferrari straight out of the pits. Can't quite manage it. So the race order, as Donoso actually is going to try and get a run here on the run down into Brooklands. He's got the DRS tucked right up behind. Cedric Thome tries to go around the outside. That's magical. Wonderful move.
That's magical. You were right, because on the outside of that corner, fifth gear is not easy at all. So really well done for Donoso. Then he got the position for the podium. So finally he did it.
Cedric Thome trying to fight back now. The order on the left is correct, apart from Nicola Anaros, who has yet to make his pit stop. So it's Sonic in the lead, essentially, with Chen Bullock-Bassi in second. Now Fabrizio Donoso running in a net third position, which is a great drive from the 18-year-old Chilean who's currently studying in Geneva. He says he's an aggressive driver, likes an oversteery car, and he's proving that right now, up into a net third place as it stands. Lap 9 of 13. This race has flown by.
It really has. And I'm just looking at the running order from the first race, and Foltran right now is going to get displaced by Donoso, who's currently ahead of him on the track. So Foltran, he's having a bit of a shocker.
And so Sinakori as well, because he was fourth in the first heat. Now he's down in 8th position.
So Foltran could still qualify, and Sinakori will be maybe the one that's unfortunately sacrificed. But either way, Foltran very much on the cusp of not going to Abu Dhabi.
Are these drivers going to have some races, a bit like real racing drivers, some tracks they're good at, some ones they suck at?
Yeah, and
to put it mildly.
I mean, Brazil and Silverstone, they're two very different tracks. Brazil was all about the slipstream and just staying within the sort of the train, I suppose, whereas this, so much harder to follow cars, and there's so much more concentration involved with Maggots and Beckett's especially.
Sonic going a little bit wide in the Williams, but you can take different lines at Luffield, so he got away with that one.
He's restarting the fight for the victory, like before. Sonic is having trouble maintaining behind Chen Bullock-Bassi, that seems a bit quicker now. Maybe he's not going to deserve the victory for the mistake that he did in the pit lane, but he's showing to be one of the quickest in this race.
On the power nice and early out through Chapel onto the hanger straight now. Nose to tail into the pits now comes Nicolas Anaros then. So that was a little bit quick into the pits, wasn't it, for Nicolas Anaros? But he will pit and he will come out well down the order. So that means this is truly the battle for the lead of the race. Sonic in front.
I've just remembered one of the rules in this particular series is the fact that pit assist is on, meaning that the drivers do not need to slow down coming into the pits. And that's why I think Sonic has actually forgotten and probably slowed down, whereas the Mercedes behind has just ploughed into the pit lane. So that's why it was close into the pits.
Okay, that explains it then. Lap 10 of 13, and it's Sonic who is leading the way. Chen Bullock-Bassi right behind him in second position, and I mean right behind him. Oh, he's hooked that up nicely, hasn't he? Can he get a good drive out? There comes Nicola Anaros. He's going to come out still in 6th spot by the looks of things, behind Alberto Foltran, who's in 5th position. On board we go with the second place man, Chen Bullock-Bassi, down into Brooklands, then into Luffield.
So he had the chance because he's following Sonic for so many laps. He had the chance to discover where is the key points to overtake him. I mean, after so many laps, he had to know where is the best place to try the attack. He's so close now.
Yeah,
maybe
really close.
in the main straight, he's going to try.
Let's see what happens here through Maggots and Beckett's. Down to 7th, down to 6th. He knows it's all about the drive off here. Sonic did a good job there, but he's very, very close here. Chen Bullock-Bassi opens the DRS. Sonic keeps the inside line. It's quite a short straight, the Hangar Straight, and as a result, Bullock-Bassi isn't quite close enough. Well, it's a short straight and quite a short braking zone. It's a very, very fast corner at Stowe. Out to start lap 11 of 30. Back on the power. Bullock-Bassi's doing everything right, but so Sonic. It's proper classy driving this.
Yeah, you're right. It's just perfect. It's like professional racing style now because...
Oh, but here comes Cedric Thome in the Ferrari. Is he going to fancy a look? Certainly is. Donoso covers the inside line. And this could be key for Fabrizio Donoso. It could be sending him to Abu Dhabi if he holds on to that 3rd place after finishing down in 6th place in the first race earlier on. Sonic still leading, only 2/10 clear of Chen Bullock-Bassi still.
Would be not easy because Donoso need the position to get to Abu Dhabi, and Thorne is just feeling that he's good enough also to win this race, so it will be interesting the battle here.
Look how close Bullock-Bassi is again as Donoso just covers the inside line, tries to lose a little bit of the slipstream. He's a little bit wide at the apex though at Copse, and as a result he's going to be under big pressure coming down the Hangar Straight. Meanwhile, Chen Bullock-Bassi, lap 11 of 13, not quite close enough to the back of Sonic. DRS open, down towards Stowe, not close enough. Same is true of the Ferrari and the Toro Rosso behind. So
seems that the first couple is a bit quicker than the second one.
Whoa, that's late on the brakes.
Damn it.
Just about gets away with it, Bullock-Bassi, but it looked as though some pieces of carbon fibre flew from the front wing.
Yeah,
it's the second mistake of the race for him. Maybe
true.
It's too much.
Both late on the brakes, that's it, and he's lost a bit of his front wing now, which means he will now fall into the clutches of Donoso and Thome behind.
You see how much wider he went at Abbey.
Yeah, he just lost a bit of front grip, maybe for the contact.
So here we go, on board with Bullock-Bassi.
But did you realize how difficult it is sometimes following the car in front of you? I mean, stress you much more than leading the race, because you have to remember about the downforce that you lose when you're following the car, changing the strategy, thinking how to overtake him is not easy at all, and bring you to the mistakes.
On board again with Cedric Thome, trying to bring the mistake out of, and you know what? Bullock-Bassi is really struggling here. He just ran wide on the Exeter Love Field as well, so he could be hauled in this battle for second place. There he is again, out wide at Copse. This is big trouble now for Chen Bullock-Bassi. Here comes the Toro Rosso trying to get past. This is where he's going to struggle through the quick Maggots and Beckett's complex of corners and out onto the back straight. Big slide from the Toro Rosso. Is that going to allow Cedric Thome to get past? Here we go, on board with the Ferrari driver. Donoso covers the inside line. Ferrari looks to the outside. This is great news for Sonic because he is now disappearing up in the lead of this one. Here comes the Ferrari. Cedric Thome up the inside. Oh, that's late from Donoso. Oh, it's messy. And Donoso goes through up into second place, but Chen Bullock-Bassi holds on to third. And Fabrizio Donoso, a great drive. He started sixth, looking set to go to Abu Dhabi, but that could get him in a bit of trouble, that move.
We need to say that this is the most difficult stuff to do. He was defending the position to the car behind him, and at the same time he attacked the car in front of him. So it's the most difficult stuff to manage for a driver, and maybe to defend the position he was forced to crash into the car in front. It was a mistake, but not difficult to make it.
And I think the pressure, Donoso probably hasn't done the maths. He finished sixth in the first race, meaning he's probably doesn't even know if he's going to Abu Dhabi or not. So he's trying to make the move, and the pressure has got to him as the Ferrari and Mercedes getting very close.
Out they come. And this has got to be the opportunity here for Cedric Thome to go past Chen Bullock-Bassi. Now, Bullock-Bassi finished second in the first heat, so even a fourth place finish here should still be enough to send him to Abu Dhabi, but look how easy that is. Oh, he comes across and he tries to force him off to the grass. That was some rude driving from Bolokbasi, and they collide again. This is robust.
He's risking this race because look,
he's risking Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, you're right. He's risking Abu Dhabi. Side by side, hitting the rival maybe was too much.
The stewards are probably sitting there like, right, let's get stuck in.
Well, no, I think the stewards are sitting there going, oh, more.
Where's the coffee at?
More. So, lap 13 of 13 though, and it is going to be Sonik Saltunç who comes out of the final corner in the Williams, and he wins Heat 3. And surely books himself a place in Abu Dhabi, punches the air. Donoso finishing in second place, but he may be under a bit of investigation. Cedric Thome across the line in third spot by the looks of things. There is Cedric Thome in the Ferrari. And, well, immediately the conversations begin, don't they, up behind us. Everybody looks at everybody. Cedric Thome looking across and talking to Cem Bolokbasi, and Sakorna's over there as well. And, well, there's a bit of a discussion here. Cem Bolokbasi on the left, Cedric Thome on the right-hand side.
Let me say that Sonik managed a wonderful race. Looks a bit slower than the car behind him and then Bolokbasi, but then at the end, Sonik Saltunç could maintain the position and just won a wonderful race.